That was 3 whole crystals. How could you just stand by and watch as Luo Feng take them away? 3 crystals. The other chimed in urgently. Ha! The Ice Emperor looked coldly at the two. He had known of these two's intentions from the start. Laughing coldly, Bo and I Tae, if you two want the crystal, go get it yourselves. If you think you can use me, M.O. Henderson, you must be dreaming. Once finished, the Ice Emperor became a silhouette and dug into the rock stratum, breaking apart huge chunks of the rock. Only the two from the European Union remained. Their bodies began to emit a burning flame and a green light, causing all the rocks around them to float up. That's weird. What caused this M.O. Henderson's temperament to change? The two representatives from the European Union looked at each other, feeling helpless. Watching Luo Feng get away with 3 Muya crystals, they were definitely envious. However, Luo Feng killed Li Yao even before he broke through to the Star Traveler level. Now that he was one, he was definitely stronger and not something the two of them could deal with. They had hoped M.O. Henderson would have attacked. They had calculated that if the third representative had attacked as they hoped, the two would have been able to at least snatch away one of the crystals in the scuffle. This Ice Emperor had such a bad temper before. His tyranny, who doesn't know? He is overbearing. I really thought he'd attack just now, not just stand there without doing anything. Bo and I Tae. I heard that the Ice Emperor had a fight with Luo Feng during the appearance of the first crystal. The blonde curly-haired white man spoke softly. I thought it was just rumors before, but at the looks of it, I would say that news is 8 or 9 out of 10 true. In fact, during the fight, the Ice Emperor might have been losing, or just unable to gain an advantage. Oh, the brown-haired middle-aged man stared blankly. Unless Luo Feng's power made him worry. Otherwise, how could he not attack? Do you remember? Just for 1 crystal earlier, the Ice Emperor brought back up to fight with the Soviet Russia side, resulting in a huge battle. If he did that just for 1, how could he do nothing for 3? The blonde's eyes were lit brightly. Makes sense. That's right. We should quickly spread the news of Luo Feng's 3 crystals. Yes, we cannot let him just get them too comfortably. These 2 representatives, along with the Ice Emperor M.O. Henderson, swiftly spread the news of Luo Feng attaining the 3 crystals. Deep in the darkness of the underground, a decayed smell permeated the air. Luo Feng. A message tone came from his watch's communicator. Luo Feng immediately responded. Head, you acquired 3 Muya crystals? Hong's voice came through the communicator. Luo Feng was a little shocked. The news sure spread quickly. He had just obtained the 3 crystals not a minute ago and the head already knew. Several thoughts quickly formed in his head. Luo Feng answered, yes, head, very good, stay there, I'm coming immediately. Hong said. A while later, Hong. A black light broke through the rock stratum, appearing beside Luo Feng. It was a black-clothed Hong. Head. Luo Feng bowed his body slightly. Luo Feng, your luck is really good. Hong couldn't help but laugh and compliment. You obtained 3 Muya crystals. As per our earlier agreement, 60% belongs to you, which means 1.8 crystals. To round it off, you've obtained 2 crystals. The last one goes to the Dojo of Limits. Yes, head. Luo Feng didn't hesitate and handed 1 crystal over. Hong raised his hand and kept the crystal that emanated a fragrant rice smell. Rumble. 2 silhouettes immediately appeared beside them, drawn in by the fragrant rice smell. Jia Yi and Zhu noticed that it was actually Hong and Luo Feng. Jia Yi was surprised and couldn't help but laugh. First representative has obtained yet another crystal. Congratulations. It's nothing. It's just that Luo Feng just obtained 3 crystals and passed me 1. That's all. Hong replied. Oh? Jia Yi looked at Luo Feng. Then truly congratulations. Following that, he took Zhu along with him and left. After watching the two leave, Hong turned over to Luo Feng, smiling. Luo Feng, these crystals are extremely dangerous. If you meet anybody else, tell them you've passed all of them to me. They won't give you any trouble then. While you may be pretty strong right now, if several other representatives teamed up, you'll be in danger. Luo Feng nodded his head slightly. Indeed, the soaring shuttle could only attack 1 person at a time. If several representatives teamed up and attacked him, with his weaker physical body compared to them, he would definitely be in danger. Continue. This misty island seems to be hiding many more Muya crystals. Hong let out a rare smile, before turning and digging into the rock stratum. What powers did these crystals have? Luo Feng watched as his head left, heart filled with suspicion. The fact that the head and the others have refused to say anything, I shall not question then. Forget it, I'll work hard to collect more of them. There can only be good, no bad from collecting more. Remembering how he couldn't even attain the spirits of nature, he knew that attaining these treasures were extremely difficult. While he may be a star traveler, this did not guarantee he could get the spirits of nature. He definitely had to take advantage of this opportunity and get more crystals. Since 2:30, Luo Feng alone acquired 3 crystals, making man's total 7 to 9 crystals. It seemed Earth's warriors had run out of luck right after, with a solid 3 hours of no yield. Early morning 6:08, Huaxia finally obtained their first crystal, making the total yield to man 10 crystals. Afternoon 8:36, India obtained 1. making it 11 crystals in total. At about the same time, the 12th was obtained by Hong. This was an excavation that shook the entire earth. Before long, it was the second day's dusk 5:31. It had been a total of nearly 20 hours since the beginning of the search. A total of 18 crystals were discovered by man, excluding the one eaten by the Earth Dragon King. The other 17 had all been acquired. Of course, the 18 crystals news was openly broadcasted. Several countries' powers, individuals had discovered and acquired some of the crystals alone and kept them, without letting anybody know. That means to say, while the official count was 18 discovered, acquired 17, the truth remained that the total count should have exceeded 20 crystals. It was at dusk 5:31. The biggest haul was to be welcomed by man's warriors. A total of 8 crystals together had appeared. The first to discover these 8 crystals were none other than Luofeng and the European Union's Eastbourne and a few others. However, the 8 had emanated such a strong fragrant smell that many more would come. Within a few seconds, the number of star travelers caught in the battle grew to 10. 2,000 m underground in that expansive underground river. 10 star travelers were engaged in battle. Careful, Luofeng, get out of the way. 2 representatives from the American side nervously shouted, "On!" It was as though the sound of space and time had been ripped apart. A golden light, almost like an invitation from the King of Hell, violently smashed into a black representative's abdomen region, smashing his SS-grade battle armor immediately. The dreaded golden light later went on to heavily attack the black god set within, causing the black man to violently smash into the side rocks, shaking the entire area. Following a quick silence, a large number of cracks were seen and rubble began to fall. Pooh! The black representative spit out fresh blood, body sprawled against the wall and sliding down. Life water. While falling, he took out a test tube and threw it into his mouth. Ka-cha! Biting straight into the test tube, he quickly absorbed the life water. Pooh! The black representative spit out the broken glass pieces mixed with traces of blood. Move out of the way. Luofeng roared, directing his attention to another fighter Eastbourne. On! Transforming into the mountain drill. The soaring shuttle became a golden light and charged straight towards the 4th representative Eastbourne. Eastbourne hardly managed to use his spirit energy to control his concealed weapons to withstand Luofeng's attacks and to luckily dodge. Good job! A totally blonde man who resembled a lion's big physique punched heavily, sending star travelers one after another flying, roared excitedly, grabbing one of the crystals. Wild beast, beautiful! Luofeng shouted, be careful Allure. Ice Mountain shouted from the side. A white-silver sword was heading in Allure's direction sneakily. This was a messy battle. Within a short 10 seconds, the thick fragrant smell emanating from the crystals had attracted 18 star travelers. It was by good fortune that Ice Mountain, Allure and Wild Beast all 3 were present, giving a big help to Luofeng. This allowed the Dojo of Limits to have a great advantage in power over the battle, giving them the opportunities to grab the crystals. It's too crazy. 8 crystals appearing together? Luofeng couldn't believe it. This underground lake, the first crystal appeared upstream. Even after careful searching, one would never expect 8 to pop out like that. Luofeng had realized that these floating crystals were moving about on their own. Why isn't the head here yet? Allure shouted. The head will be here soon. Wild Beast roared. Make way. Luofeng fiercely roared. On. The familiar spiraling began again. The European Union, America, India and the HR Alliance members were all painfully suffering. In the big battle for the sudden appearance of 8 crystals, Luofeng's special attack has really made a name for itself. That golden light, extremely fast attack speed and crazy amounts of power. Even the 3rd chairman Ice Emperor cannot dodge it. Even the 4th chairman Eastbourne, who was similarly a spirit reader, couldn't totally dodge it. Weird. Too weird. The moment my spiritual energy tries to exert any force on his golden light weapon, the moment it gets close, the golden energy actually rips it apart. Eastbourne was troubled over the mysterious power of the soaring shuttle. Such strong penetrative powers. Even my spirit energy gets ripped apart when it gets close. Pong. The surrounding air shook. A black silhouette appeared amidst the battlefield and the star travelers. It was as though time had stopped. The black domain quickly engulfed the area, almost as though it was a god's domain, spreading swiftly to a 100 m area, placing Luofeng and the 20 star travelers within it. What? Luofeng felt as though he was an average person being pushed down by several hundred kgs of force, unable to walk or lift his arms properly. As though there were countless plants and vines wrapped around his arms. He couldn't move at all. In Hong's domain, no one could resist at all. Everyone fell silent. In the air above the underground lake, everybody stopped their battles. Hong reached and acquired the last available crystal before going over to Luofeng and company's side. Allure immediately reporting to head. The 4 of us acquired a total of 4 crystals. The main thing is Luofeng discovered them and even in the battle he was the decisive factor, stopping both the 3rd and the 4th representative. Hong nodded his head slightly, before turning to Luofeng. Luofeng, head. Luofeng replied. Hong nodded his head and not bad. The The battle had barely lasted 30 seconds and the Dojo of Limits was the biggest winner, acquiring 4 Muya Crystals. America got 1. The European Union got 1. The HR Alliance got 2 and the Indian group got none. Watching Hong and his crew leave, the other star travelers began their discussions. 4 crystals. The Dojo of Limits have gotten quite a reward. It was mostly Luo Feng who held down the 3rd and 4th representative. Luo Feng's attacks are scary. Such power. If not for the life water, there would be at least 3 dead representatives from him. Even the 3rd and 4th representative couldn't do anything about him. The representatives were all softly discussing. They had previously respected Luo Feng but had not cared or worried too much about him. But they had never seen such power from Luo Feng, or the extent at which he was on par with both the 3rd and 4th representative. They made a mental note to themselves never to cross paths with Luo Feng. They believed in their hearts. The Earth's strongest were Hong and Thunder God. The next level would be Luo Feng. The 3rd, 4th and 5th representatives, Jia A, Yen Hai and a few other level 2 star travelers, along with level 1 star travelers with special skills, a little over 10 people. These formed the 3rd level. The remaining 40 plus level 1 star travelers formed the 4th level of strength. Let's go. Seize the time and look for more crystals. The Indian representatives started shouting out, quickly, quickly, quickly. Ice Emperor shouted, clearly anxious and rushed. Immediately, a large number of star travelers flew swiftly and separated. The Muya Crystal feast had yet to end.